I can't believe I got another one of these. I'm such an idiot.
The trick is to know where all the cameras are. I never get these things.
Hurry up, Sarah. That will be in a few minutes. I am hurrying, but hurry a bit faster. I gotta go. There's Dad. Daddy!
He doesn't need to see this. Can you turn around, please? Can you have that, Mary?
Yep.
We're doing everything we can, okay? Please. Ready? On three. 1, 2, 3.
It was an accident. It happened to anybody.
A lot of times we'll talk about salvation by sincerity. Well, if you just have enough faith, it doesn't really matter what it's in, just have faith. Think that through for a second. You can be sincerely wrong. Right? It's not about sincerity. Or we could say, you know what? I was born in a Christian home, had Christian parents. If I'm born in a chicken coop, it doesn't make me a chicken. You know what I mean? If I was raised in the coop and saw them do it, I'm still not a chicken, right? Your surroundings doesn't make you that person. I could say, well, you know what? And this is a big one. This is what we do all the time. At least I'm better than that person. Well, that's an easy one, right? Because you can always go down the food chain and find that Charlie Manson where you line up really well and you're going, see? What do you think? Not as bad as her, not as bad as him. That's diluted too. That's like me pointing to my grandma and saying, you know what? I can bench press more than her. See, I'm strong. You can always find somebody there. So don't play those games. This is all about just being humble before God and saying, am I a sinner? Do I need saving? How am I going to do it? Can't. Jesus did it for me. It's like a lifeguard. You know, when you go out and swim in the ocean, those lifeguards are trained to see riptides and see currents that put you and I at risk. And every once in a while you'll be laying on the beach and you see that lifeguard jump down and you know, that little red thing, and you're going out, right? And you see him swimming. And you wonder who he's swimming to. And if you're the one he's swimming to, how do you feel? Right? There's a bit of embarrassment there. Who's he? Me? You talking to me? I'm good. Right? But he knows we're at risk. And a lot of times we don't. And so what do you got to do? You got to humble up and grab the little red buoy and say, pull me. Right? Because you're trusting that he knows you're at risk. But you got to make that decision. If you don't, you say, no, I'm good. I'm on my own. you could be now at risk. And here's what, the longer you go with that, oh yeah, you start to get about a half mile out to sea, and on your last breath, you're going, lifeguard man, please come and get me, right? You're hugging him, you're bear hugging, you're kissing him on the beach. Why? Because you know you needed saving. So the thrust of all this, and this is where Jesus can get really benign and become a platitude, and it becomes, yeah, Jesus died for my sin, yeah, because I don't see myself. I don't see my risk. I don't picture my death day. I don't picture my time before God. I'm not seeing any need. It's kind of like, Jesus loves me. Yeah, whatever. If I feel loved one day and need it, I'll come to Jesus. He didn't come for that. He didn't come to heal your marriage. He didn't come to give you fullness in security. Does he do all that? Yeah, but that's not why he came. He came to pay for your sin and escape hell and have the hope of heaven. That's the Easter message. That's why the resurrection is so critical. Easter matters. The resurrection matters. It's not just redefining an old ancient pagan holiday. It confirms the claims of Jesus, and it confirms Jesus saves.
Shout the news to everyone. It's a new day, peace has come. Jesus saves, mercy triumphs at the cross. Love has come to rescue us. Jesus saves. Hope is here, what a joyful noise we'll make as we join with heaven's song to let all the world know that Jesus saves. Raise a shout to let all the world know that Jesus saves. Free at last, every debt has been repaid. Broken hearts can be remade. Jesus saves. Sing above the storms of life. Sing it through the darkest nights. Jesus saves. Free at last, what a joyful noise we'll make as we join with heaven's song to let all the world know that Jesus saves. Raise a shout to let all the world know that Jesus saves. We'll sing it out to let all the world know that Jesus saves. Raise a shout to let all the world know that Jesus saves. You save, you heal, restore, reveal your Father's heart to us. You rose to raise us from the grave. Your Spirit lives in us. Sing it out to let all the world know that Jesus saves. Raise a shout to let all the world know that Jesus saves. Shout it out to let all the world know that Jesus saves. Raise a shout to let all the world know that Jesus saves. Sing it out to let all the world know that Jesus saves. Raise a shout to let all the world know that Jesus saves. Oh, sing it out, shout.
kid, every time I'm pulling out, he's right there. Man, someone needs to talk to his parents. If they're ever at home. What is up with the traffic today? It's always, every day, this intersection's always crowded. I hate pulling out of here. Maybe some of these dumb roads. Oh, there's... Okay, so I'm not even here. Right. Great lady. The princess of parking. Oh, sure. Take the spot. Way to be considerate. Oh, you kidding me? Unbelievable. Oh.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
It's about time. Let's see, what do I want? Yeah, could I add a cookie to that order?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, no problem, only guy in the world. I'm sure you need your cookie. The world, your oyster, and he's serving your cookie.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you so much.
What can I get for you?
Yeah, I'll have a tall decaf macchiato.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Be $3.85. And it might take a few minutes here. We've got quite a line, obviously, and thanks for your patience.
Great. Yeah, great. Great for me. Winning again. Unbelievable. What? What is... What is that? What in the world? Oh, what? What am I supposed to do? How can I do anything about that? Can I even help with that? I don't.
Your copy, sir.
Oh. I can't take this anymore. I gotta get out of here.
Hey, watch it.
Sorry, so sorry.
Hey, buddy, come here.
Gosh, we say this all the time. No one's betrayed you like you have. No one's deceived you like who has harmed you more than you have? And if you're like, well, you don't know my family, I don't have to know your family, you don't know mine. But I can tell you this, your response to your family has probably done just as much damage as whatever your family's done to you. You ought to give your old man a break. He did the best he could with where he was. Right? Who's betrayed you more than you have? No one. No one has lied to you like you lie to you. No one has deceived you more than you've deceived you. Gosh, you are awful to yourself. It's earthly. It's rooted only in the here and now. And here's what In Proverbs 18:21, here's what Solomon says: death and life are in the power of the tongue. Now that might sound overstated, but as I was preparing for this sermon, I just did kind of simple research on how often in main media news we're coming across teenagers and young adults who are taking their own lives simply for the incessant tearing down and mocking of their peers. And man, there were too many to pick from. Literally in the last 3 years, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of stories of teenagers, college students, and young adults who have ended their lives not because of a deep depression, not because of chemical imbalance, but because the incessant, constant, nonstop belittling, mocking, and tearing down by other people, either via social media or in their life, led them to take their own lives. Words have the power of life and death.
I was reading a study, 2006, American Journal of Psychiatry, and they compared the effects of childhood verbal abuse to those who experience physical and sexual abuse. Research found that young adults who were verbally abused as children by parents had problems with depression, anger, disassociation, low self-esteem, drugs, alcohol, relationship problems, withdrawal, violence, abusing others, and suicide. The study said in some instances the effects were found to be greater than in physical and sexual abuse. You're stupid. How would that mold and shape a child? They grow up. You're ugly. I hate you. Shut up. Some of you know. Some of you have been stained by that. And you might have found yourself doing the same thing. I mean, if kids are sponges, they're going to believe what you say. How about husbands and wives? I want a divorce. You say that over time, guess what you're going to have? You make me sick. You're a pig. You're lazy. I could give more examples, but I think we get it. It's just important we don't forget it.
It was at that moment that I realized that, okay, wow, I am different.
A small comment in such a short period of time can stick with you.
Yeah, I was definitely picked on as a kid.
Oh yeah, look at me. Of course I got picked on.
I think you always dream about going back to a situation, especially when it's recent, and being able to say what you really wanted to say to the people that hurt you or tormented you.
When I was 8, I was on the playground and one of my friends told me I had elf ears, which isn't really even that mean, but it like stuck with me. My response now would be, ever heard of Legolas?
I had to wear leg braces because I was pigeon-toed and I had bow legs. And there was a new student in my class, and the first thing out of her mouth that she said when she saw me was that I walk funny, that I walk like a duck. If by duck you meant Mighty Duck, then you are correct.
In 5th grade, I was told that I have fat, wrinkly hands. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit true. Well, you know what, 5th grade bullies? I went to a palm reader in high school and she told me that all the wrinkles on my fat hands mean that I have wise hands. Not fat, wrinkly hands, wise hands.
I was wearing this like really red shirt and my sister said, you shouldn't wear red because it brings out your pimples.
People would make fun of me for my hair all the time, just because it grows up naturally. Put the hate away, love yourself, and leave everybody alone.
I've always kind of had a baby face. So it was my first day of middle school in a new school. We're talking about what fake football jersey name you would have. This kid said, hey, on the back of your jersey, it should say Lil Bitch. I came home in tears and said I wanted to go back to my old school.
A group of kids would call me Chinky Eyes. Somehow my eyes equated to being ugly, and I didn't quite understand that it was just an ethnic difference.
I was overweight and I was depressed. There was a certain member of my family that everybody is very afraid of. She just came after me, kept telling me I was fat, kept telling me to lose weight, kept telling me I was fat.
I think the best I could do is be above all of it, and the worst you can do is believe what they say. Guess I would just say, I don't believe you.
That stuck with me and has made me not want to feel weak. I ain't no bitch, 'cause I'm not.
I do what I want.
They might fear you, but I don't.
To anyone out there who's being picked on or bullied, you can't change the way others think, but you can control how you think about yourself.
When you're younger, you just want to look like everybody else, and when you get older, we all want to look different.
There are other people out there who are just like you, who are going through the same things.
And sometimes you can take a weakness and turn it into a strength. Just a little bit of wisdom I got from these guys.
I think what hurts the most is when you're young and someone makes fun of the way you look because you can't control that.
I've gotten shoved into lockers.
I was bullied by a small group of boys, like about 3 boys.
My friends always said I was kind of easy to make fun of, but it felt like it always came from a place of love, I hope.
When I was a little kid, I was a little chunkier than everybody else and all the other girls, so people noticed that I was different and they'd like to touch my stomach or point it out. Today, I think I would say in response to that, I think you meant, can I touch your six-pack?
A guy once told me that I would be much hotter if I had a bigger butt. So my response to that guy would be, my butt does not need your approval to be fantastic.
I was a skinny kid, but I didn't really have a flat stomach. I had a little extra baby fat that kind of hung around. So they always told me that it looked like I had a little kangaroo pouch. And to this day, they still will mention it.
When I was growing up, kids would tell me that I was adopted because it's impossible for a brown girl to have a white mom. Well, my dad is from India, so white plus brown is a lighter shade of brown. Did you even listen during middle school science? Because that's not how genetics work.
The mean comment I remember hearing about my body was that I had no butt. I think many African American communities having a big butt is very it's looked up upon. But it was really that one comment one time that got me to realize oh my God, something's wrong with my body. To the person who made that comment, I would say that maybe I'm not your cup of tea, but my body is fine the way it is.
It was about 2 to 3 different bullies, and they just would all say I was ugly. One of them specifically, whenever he saw me in the hallway, he would run the opposite direction and just make a huge scene about it. People do that out of fear. They do it to fit in.
So in 5th grade, a boy who was in my class told me that I had fat thighs. My response to him now would be that my thighs were not fat, they were strong. Now I actually think I have really great thighs.
The thing that I got teased most for was my mustache and my general body hair. And my name is Fazilat. Fuzzy was a really easy nickname. It's because of people like you who picked on me and hurt me that I became as strong as I am today.
I feel bad for people that feel a need to bully other kids because it's probably just coming from a really dark place.
So instead of trying to fix themselves, they're just trying to make you feel bad about yourself and say mean things about you.
Work on being comfortable with your own body and be around people that love you.
Don't let their words affect how you feel about yourself.
They're probably jealous of how pretty your skin is.
ำอย่างนี้อีกนะ
มวยเกาเหลา จอนั่งเลยครับนั่งเลยป๊าจัดไปอ้าวสั่งมาเร็วต่ออะไร